A lot of people are surprised that after 20 years of leading, you know, the ultimate rock and roll lifestyle, which has been very erratic, that you're back and you're still performing. Does it surprise you?
I'm happy about it, put it that way. I'm real happy about it. And I don't think, had I tried to imagine 10 or 12 years ago that I would be, that at this date, in the late 80s, that I'd be as disciplined as I am, or as focused as I am on my work, as opposed to the attendant fun bits or whatever, you know, the entertainment bits. I wouldn't have thought I could. I would have, in the late 70s, I was really convinced that I lived for, that it was really important to me to have lots of heavy sex, lots of heavy dope, lots of casual sort of hero worship in the streets, all that garbage. That had become, that was really coming in and threatening my work. It was hurting my work. And what I found out when that stuff that was tripping me up eventually took its toll on me, and when I was really down to the crunch, and I could have gone either way. I could have gone, well, let's just get one big hit of stuff and trip on out of here, or let's get our shit together and get the work going. I realized how much my work meant to me. I remembered again this sort of, that there was one thing that felt pure to me, and that was my desire to do really good at this. And so then I started looking, you know, I didn't think like, oh, and so now I'm going to be nice and innocent, and these are good things and these are bad things. I just looked pragmatically. I looked, well, what would help me do good work, and what would get in my way? And whatever's going to get the in my way is going to get the out of my way, and I don't want to know about it. Simple as that. So I had to conquer a lot of my own appetites, you know. And like I still, you know, I still recognize, you know, I recognize the need to have a kick. And I'm not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that I never get stoned, that I never have a drink, or that I never have casual sex. But I think these things have to be put in perspective. I think at the end of the day, where they belong.
On the last album, Blah, 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 you worked closely with David Bowie. He co-wrote and produced with you, and there's a strong influence, and that influence comes through, I think, strongly. Yeah. The new album, you're working with Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols. How did you start working with him? I mean, I know you were called the godfather of punk. And I
started working with Steve because I'd always liked his work in the Pistols. I thought the guitar work was the backbone of what was interesting about that to me. And I met him one night. There's this hotel called the Iroquois Hotel in New York City. It was a cheap place to stay in Midtown, so many groups used to stay there. Police, Public Image, Pretenders, Joe Jackson, the Plastics. I met a lot of people in that hotel. And I met the Professionals were staying there, his band with Paul Cook. And he just came wandering up to my room one night with a big cast on his arm trying to score. And, you know, that was okay, you know, and I said, oh, no, I'm really past that. I ain't going to do that for you, but listen, you play my guitar, you know. And we just started playing together. As soon as I started playing with him, it just felt really good. And I felt like I had a friend, and I really liked him. I just liked him. So then I just kind of clocked that, and I thought, gee, it would be really nice one day if I could play with that guy. That guy's really playing from the gut. And so when I wanted to start making records again, I'd stopped between 1983 and 87. I remembered him, and I thought, I tracked him down. He was living in reduced circumstances in California, but he was about to rise in the world a little bit, and I just asked him if he'd like to play with me for a few months and try to write stuff. And we started working then. And we were actually working, it was demos I'd done with him, which David heard, and which in turn prompted him to offer to produce Blah, Blah, Blah.
Do you think this new album is more Iggy Pop than, say, the last one?
Oh, I don't know. I think the last one benefits David's a very fluent writer and singer. Much more. It's all much easier for he than for I. Easier for him than it is for me. And so the melodies and blah blah and some of the ballads and stuff are very clear cut. It didn't take that long to write everything. Whereas this one Instinct took me forever. And it's hard for me to come up with something coherent because which is lucky because it gives me something to do. You know, it's not like I'm 41 and it's not like I know how to do it all. There's still stuff I'm learning that some people 20 can just do like that. So I don't have I have a God-given love of music and will to play it, but not a big talent like, you know, oh, now just go over here to the synthesizer and go blah, 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 and that'll be another 10 million records. And, you know, I'm not one of those sort of, you know, hey, how's Quake? You know, I can't do that. Sort of, shit, sell a lot of that. You know, I can't do that. So it's good for me in a way because I really like playing, but it takes me a lot of effort to get something out.
Iggy, is your stage performance still as dynamic as it ever was?
That's what they say. Yeah, you know.
Do you feel the same thing when when you're leaping into the crowd? Do you feel the same emotions as you used to feel?
Probably feel more of them because my brain is more at my own disposal now. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Are you ever sort of frightened of relapse, of going back and just bumming out and just having to get away from it all and get stoned again?
Not on a stupidity or physical level like that. I'm too world-wise now. But on a moral level, I worry about moral relapse. Because it was a lot of the stuff I used to get mixed up in, it wasn't just that they were stupid, but people were getting hurt, too. Myself a little bit, but people around me a lot more. I mean, there are 2 dead members of my band, and a lot of people got stepped on, I think. And I think I probably, I mean, we all have sinned, you know, and I think I probably did more than my share, and that I worry about a lot. I worry about getting to the point where I'd start cavalierly hurting people. That really bothers me, because it's really tempting.
Do you think
this
Iggy Pop
society, you know, I think people that have the power to tend to treat other people like shit, like dogs.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Yeah. Do you think Iggy Pop still carries a stigma with him? Do people, you know, I mean, I know that when you sort of want to do blah, blah, blah.
I hope I do, because you should see what I think of the people that I carry a stigma to.
What happens? What happens?
No, what I think of them. I mean, you should see how they look to me. It's like my own brand of TV, and it's not very pretty.
But you know, when you're dealing with record companies and stuff, I mean, do you think they're still slightly wary?
Oh, you mean like a sort of a patronizing,
well,
pat him on the head and send him to the bathroom or something? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, wash him and then bring him back.
Oh, wash him and bring him back. I'll tell you, I've been fortunate in that a lot of the people that used to dig me when nobody else did have become leaders of various industries in America, and so I'm getting a lot of respect in those arenas now. Actually,
you've got a long way to go.
At least enough to work with. Put it that way, you know. No, it's a very good relationship with the people I work with at A&M Records, and the people I encounter, and you know, when I do film. When I do these videos and things like that.
The video, I hear there was a bit of, you've worked with Sam Raimi from
You betcha, yeah.
But I hear there was a bit of a problem, you know, trying to get him to accept you. Was that?
No problem, really. It was just, I called him up, and I said, I'm this guy, I'm Iggy Pop, this rock singer, I love your films, and he sort of went, well, I don't know if I really want to do a video, but then I just sent him, I said, well, let me send you my stuff. And he called me back 5 days later, and he said, I've got the reels in my hand, I just saw them, and you're fantastic, and I've got to shoot you, you know, so it's no problem. He said, you're perfect for me, and he was going crazy, you know, and I'm going to capture your rock, so, you know, he was very, very into it, and he's a delight to work with.